I taught hundreds of people how to ride quad bikes, and a big part of that was going through the controls with them at the beginning. So they're pretty similar on a motorbike, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to explain them to you clearly and concisely and not make the video too long. But if I miss anything, or you don't understand anything, or you think I got something wrong, feel free to hit me up in the comments. So this is part of the series of videos I'm doing at the moment on how to ride, or when you're learning to ride a motorcycle, and I split that up into 3 key points: where, how and why. Basically your location, the controls, and your progress. So we're moving on to the controls now, because we've done the where part of things pretty extensively, covered a few options when you're just starting out, good places to learn a ride. My personal favorite is a nice quiet housing estate, so we're back in the estate so we can find somewhere quiet to go through the controls. And in this particular video for the controls, it's going to be based on this bike. It's basically a modern motorcycle, and all modern motorcycles are very similar, so as long as you're not riding some super cool World War II motorcycle, it should be pretty similar. If it's not exactly the same, you'll just have to figure out the differences, but I'm hoping that I'm going to cover things that are very similar. And one of the first things we're going to cover is where the key goes, that kind of stuff, and where your ignition is, and that's going to be the same on any kind of bike. You're going to have some kind of startup procedure. My main goal at the moment is to find somewhere quiet so I can pull over, turn the bike off, and go through the controls. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to be using my bike, which is a KTM Duke 390. It's kind of a classic beginner bike over here in Australia. Obviously at this point, I'm assuming you've got your hands on a bike and you've got the key. You'll see often the key will be in the lock position. So the first thing you're going to want to do is turn the key so it removes that lock, and it allows you to straighten out the handlebars and that front wheel. It's more of a deterrent. If someone really wants to steal your bike, that's probably not going to stop them. But let's go through the controls. I'm going to try and be brief just to keep the video short. Most people think of motorcycles kind of 2 sides. Your right hand side is go and stop, and the left hand side is everything that you need to do in conjunction with that right hand side. So things that are essential to make the vehicle go, such as changing gears, indicating, that kind of stuff, control of your console, that kind of thing tends to be in this area. My bike's a beginner bike, so it's quite straightforward, quite simple. Some of the components may be considered a bit old these days, but if we go through the key, first of all, the next position would be in the on position, the ready position. It's not going to go anywhere because the engine isn't on, and in order to do that you have to do a startup procedure, which we will cover. But for the moment I'm just going to turn it off again, and I'm just going to walk around and go through the controls on this side. So first of all, up here we've got our throttle. That's our go button, as it were, nice and gentle on that. Just in front of that you've got your front brake. This is where most of your stopping power is, so you need to get familiar with that front brake. Your rear brake is down here with a foot pedal. You are supposed to use both those together. There's various ratios that people talk about, 70-30, 80-20, but basically you want to be doing the majority of the stopping of your stopping with the front brake. Nice big powerful brake at the front on most bikes to help you stop, and makes the bike dip down so it loads up that contact patch, gives you a bit more grip. Kill switch up here. If you want to start the bike or have the bike running, you got to have it in the on position. If you engage that kill switch, it's going to kill the engine. Just underneath you've got a starter button, just under there. Those work in conjunction to fire the bike up. But there is a startup procedure for most bikes, similar for most, might be slightly different for yours, but I'll show you that either later on in this video for in an upcoming video. Then we're going to move on to this side of the bike, the left hand side. So this one, this grip doesn't move, that's stationary. Just in front you've got your clutch lever. The clutch is down inside the bike, let's say, but this lever here via a cable, what it does is it disengages your clutch like this. So when you pull your brake lever, you're actually essentially doing this, squeezing together, whereas when you pull your clutch lever, you're going apart. But that's more mechanical stuff. It doesn't really matter too much at this point. Just this, remember that this is your clutch lever, and you're going to be pulling that in to change gears. Then you've got controls here for your center control, for your center console, indicators, your horn. I used to hit that all the time when I was trying to indicate. Lights, controls, that kind of stuff. Every bike's a little bit different, so it just depends. You know, they might be somewhere different on yours. Obviously you got your fuel tank here, but that's pretty much it. I don't want to like overdo things at this point. I just want to keep them nice and simple. Obviously you got your kickstand down there at the bottom, that's keeping the bike upright. But yeah, I'm going to throw a leg over. So the principles, or the way they tell you to do this on most courses, is they ask you to hold on to this grip with your left hand, reach across, pull that front brake in so the bike doesn't roll, throw your leg up and over, and then normally get that kickstand up by hitting it with your heel. And now I've got full control of the bike with my body. Ooh, nice bit of dog poo. You're gonna have to an inch in front of it, maybe that'll do. Try not to step backwards into the dog poo.